Mix up here in Meadville, PA, not Meadville, amen, with Big D. Dave Kich joins us. He's the ring announcer, of course, here with the International Wrestling Cartel. How you doing, man?
Very good, very good.
So we had Nick on a couple of weeks ago, as you probably heard by now, and we had an outpouring of requests to have you on the show, and so I'm glad we caught you here backstage, because I know you're a little far away, so I figured it's good to have you in person. First of all, quick questions, like we do on the Indy Mayhem show. How'd you get into wrestling?
Well, I used to be very big into the Masters of the Universe, like He-Man and Skeletor back in the 80s, and my parents wanted me to get into some real-life superheroes, so they introduced me to wrestling. And March 1st, 1986 was the very first wrestling program I watched, Saturday Night's Main Event. It set up WrestleMania 2, and the very next year I was hooked on it, and WrestleMania 3 was the very first pay-per-view I watched, and I've been into wrestling ever since.
Oh, that's awesome. So what rolled you from there to getting into the wrestling business? Because you don't just announce, you actually have ventured into other sides of the wrestling business, right?
Yes, I have. I was a state runner-up, a wrestler in Ohio for Strongsville High School. I was also wrestling at the Funking Conservatory back in the early 2000s as the premier talent, David Kich. And I've been into just professional wrestling. I just love the sport. I love the entertainment, and try to stay involved as long as I can.
Awesome. How'd you get to announcing?
Announcing's always been something that I've loved to do. Back when I was real young, I used to have the LJN wrestling action figures, and I would commentate the matches while I was playing with them, and they're all beat up. I wish I would have saved them, though, because they're all worth a fortune now if they're in the original packaging, but not anymore for me. But anyways, I used to commentate those matches. I used to pretend I was Jesse the Body Ventura and Vince McMahon. I don't do a good Jesse the Body impersonation anymore, but so I've just grown up with it and just love to do the commentary.
That's awesome. That's awesome. You're having fun here. We've been with the IWC for a good while now. It's definitely a pretty crazy show.
It is crazy, and I'm learning every time I go out here, but I just love the crowd. I mean, IWC has got such a great organization, and the crowds are so passionate. It's just so much fun every time out.
That's awesome. So, what are you watching? As far as wrestling, I mean, are you giving a big notice to announcers that are happening these days? What's kind of got your attention?
Oh, well, I'm a big WWE fan. Obviously, I watch all the WWE programming. I'm really excited about what Impact Wrestling is going to do now that Jeff Jarrett is back in charge with Impact and Bruce Pritchard coming in. I think their product is looking really good. So I'm really excited on those two fronts. And Ring of Honor, I'm starting to get into a little bit. So a little bit of a mix and match of stuff.
That's awesome. So what's the best and the worst thing about ring announcing with pro wrestling?
It's chaotic. That would probably be the worst thing, but the best thing about ring announcing is just the energy of the crowd. Once you step in that ring and you're between the ropes, I mean, it's just, you can't compare it to anything.
Awesome. Surprise question. What is your favorite He-Man character that's not He-Man or Skeletor?
Trapjaw.
Trapjaw. Good answer. Good answer out there.
And in fact, Masters of the Universe now have like pop vinyl mystery mini type figures out, and I just got a Trapjaw mystery mini figure, and it's sitting on my dresser at home.
That's awesome. Go check out. Where can people check you out online?
Well, I'm on Twitter at Dave Kich. I'm also on Instagram, Dave Kich, Davekich, all one word. Check it out.